So the only reason I have my face covered is because I'm getting very sick, and I can already predict, as I predicted exactly before, the comments that would come, you know, oh, you're HIV positive or some bullshit like that because of the sickness. But it's in my lungs, and it took a lot out of me. So that's why my face is covered like this. It's not to hide anything. You can see the public videos that are on there. And I never had made threats about people, and I asked questions, and I gave my perspective on things. But again, all I get is either silly comments or you don't know anything. The funniest one was claiming that I was rich. This looks like a big penthouse apartment to you? Now, I'm not going to give personal details about my living conditions, because then you'll just go the other way, saying, oh, look, you know, this and that, and ha ha ha, you know, you're poor, you know, you're poor, and you live in the Philippines, or that this person who's making a comment is going to say they live in the Philippines, have sex all the time with women, or, you know, some bullshit like that. And normally I never ever give out names of any private messages ever. It's just not something I do. I don't believe in it. But it's funny. From Warashell, 2013, said, "Do not ever attempt to send a propagandist video response to my brother ever again, because I'll slash your fucking throat." And he's got the loyalist flag symbol, the 6-point star, and the red hand, and the crown on the red cross, and the white background. Now, if anybody ever wants to enter into honest discussion with me from the other side, that's what I'm asking for. I want to hear the other side, because there is no, from the time I started this channel, and even the remarks that I made on a separate channel, which you can easily find. You can easily find my name, which is my name. You know, it's all the remarks coming from loyalists or unionists or anti-IRA has been just filthy language, mockery, or death threats. There's never been any issue they've raised or question they've raised. Now, I'd really like to thank Papa Doc 711, Shinny 70, because they actually have content in what they say. And I can't pronounce it, Pop Knock. It means Irish unity. I'd like to thank them, those three. But again, as I say, if there's any loyalist or unionist or somebody who's anti-IRA that wants to discuss any issues, I'm ready and waiting to hear. I mean, because up till now, to me, there's not two sides to it. Please show me the other side, if there is another side. And death threats, I won't respond. I mean, even when I talked about that the 1990 attack at Kashquin, I said it was a terrible thing that those 6 men died. But I saw that as occupiers and a collaborator. That's all I saw it as. So, I mean, you know, and then I get the remarks of, oh, I live in, I mean, do I live in a rich penthouse? Or do I live in a working class Chicago neighborhood? And then it's going to be, oh, you're just poor and blah, blah, blah. you know, and all this garbage. But why can't people talk about the issues? This is very shocking. Or they have to slander people. Even when I talked about those loyalists or the soldiers that were killed, I said they shouldn't have died. It's a bad thing when anyone dies. They should have been in their own land, living freely, alive today. Not walking around with guns in an island which isn't theirs. There was one more thing I was going to say. Oh yeah, and as for the Irish Republicans, they did evil things, or you know, the IRA, Óglaigh and hÉireann did evil things. Well, now we know about Operation Steak Knife. And Freddie, his name escapes me. It's like Scatagigi or something like that. And I know a bunch of Italian, so I should be able to pronounce this. And I mean, I've heard the name so many times, but Steak Knife, who were acting as IRA, but were part of the British Secret Service, working for the British Secret Service, working for the Loyalists, and they were going around killing Catholics, murdering civilians, so to make the IRA look bad, and these sociopaths. Is that the same as Brendan Hughes or Bobby Sands? No. And again, I do make distinctions. It seems that the other side, at least until now, who's contacted me, has not made distinctions. Were there wrong acts done on either side? Yeah, but the wrong acts, I believe, were carried out by the SAS and MI5 infiltrators. If anybody wants to talk facts or say, hey, well, what about this issue, what about that issue, who's from the Loyalist community or a sympathizer of the Protestants, talk, send me a video, or make comments or whatever. But the idea of throwing slandering or threatening is just proves me right. Just shows that you have no argument to make.